If you've been scrolling through endless espresso machine forums, watching side-by-side videos, and still can't decide whether to splurge on a home barista rig or settle for a simpler pod system, this review is here to clear the fog. You're probably weighing things like how much counter space you'll actually have, whether you'll use the steam wand every morning or just on the occasional weekend brunch, and if the price tag will actually pay off in better coffee. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's walk through the everyday reality of the Breville Oracle dual boiler, because the headline specs only tell half the story. First off, the Oracle isn't a plug-and-play machine in the way a single-serve brewer is. It expects you to have a bit of routine, grinding fresh beans, dosing, tamping, and then dialing in temperature and pressure. That's exactly where the auto dial-in system tries to help. After you input the bean type and roast level, the machine uses its internal sensors and that powerful quad-core processor to suggest a temperature and pre-infusion time. In practice, that means the first few shots feel surprisingly consistent, even if you're still learning the nuances of grind size. For someone who's already comfortable with a hand grinder and a basic tamper, the Oracle takes the guesswork out of the math without taking away the tactile control you enjoy. The dual boiler layout is the real game changer for anyone who wants to pull espresso and steam milk simultaneously. In a typical home kitchen, the bottleneck is often, do I make the espresso first and then wait for the steam, or do I compromise on one or the other? With the Oracle, the brew boiler stays at a steady 93 C while the steam boiler can heat up to 135 C at the same time. I tried making a classic latte and a ristretto side by side for a small gathering, and while the espresso was extracting, the steam wand was already frothing milk to a glossy microfoam in under 30 seconds. That simultaneous operation is a practical strength you only see in commercial-grade gear, and it's why the machine feels less like a hobbyist toy and more like a small CAF workstation. Now, let's talk about the Auto MilkU hands-free microfoam system. The concept is simple: you place a pitcher under the wand, push a button, and the machine controls the steam pressure and temperature to create velvety milk without you having to manually adjust the knob. In real-world use, the result is decent microfoam for a latte, but it isn't a perfect substitute for a skilled barista who can sculpt latte art. If you're after Instagram-worthy patterns, you'll still need to practice manual steaming. Still, for a busy weekday morning when you just want a smooth, evenly textured drink, the hands-free feature saves a few precious minutes. One of the hidden trade-offs shows up in the footprint. The Oracle sits on a solid metal base, and with its dual boilers, water reservoir, and bean hopper, it occupies roughly a full kitchen countertop space. If you have a modest kitchen island or share the counter with a toaster and a blender, you'll need to plan the layout carefully. I found that moving the machine even a half-inch off-center makes the side panel feel cramped, and the touchscreen becomes a bit harder to read when glare hits it from the window. So, if countertop real estate is at a premium, this could be a deal-breaker. Another practical consideration is cleaning. The dual boiler system means you have two separate circuits that need regular descaling, and the automatic milk frother has a removable cleaning kit that you have to snap in and out. The machine does alert you when a cleaning cycle is due, but the process itself takes about 1,520 minutes of hands-on work. For someone who wants a low-maintenance setup, that extra upkeep can feel like a hidden cost. On the other hand, the cleaning routine isn't overly complicated, just a matter of setting aside a few minutes once a week. Who should buy the Oracle? If you're a serious home espresso enthusiast who already owns a good burr grinder, enjoys experimenting with different beans, and wants the ability to pull multiple drinks back-to-back without waiting for the machine to recover, this is the kind of tool that lets you explore flavor nuances that a single boiler or pod machine can't deliver. It also makes sense for small office kitchens where two people might want espresso and a cappuccino at the same time. The dual boiler design cuts down wait times dramatically. Who should skip it? If you're new to espresso and just want a convenient, low-effort cup in the morning, the learning curve and countertop space might outweigh the benefits. The same goes for renters who can't make permanent modifications to their kitchen or who need a portable solution for occasional use. In those cases, a high-quality manual espresso maker or a capsule system would meet the need with far less commitment. Let's weigh the practical strengths against the drawbacks in a nutshell. Strengths: The simultaneous brew and steam capability, the auto-dial-in algorithm that eases the initial learning curve, and the hands-free milk system that delivers consistent microfoam.